All right, let's continue. All the rings have been completed, and now we're going to start gluing them one on top of each other. So let's begin. This is the base ring, and remember, it's very important to have all the tabs being folded inwards. Okay, so the top ring will fit smoothly. So because this is the base one, the one that we're going to start, we're going to glue this on top of this. So we have to apply glue on the inside of this ring, and carefully apply glue, a thin film. If there's too much glue, we have to remove it. You have to keep a thin film of glue all around the inside of this ring. All right, I think that's it. Now, how do we do this? By the seam line. Find the seam line, which is here. This is the seam line, and it will be aligned with the other seam line. It goes here. All right, so this spot is glued first. Seam line with seam line. Apply pressure there. This is our first anchor point for the ring. Okay, just apply pressure. And now, put it on top, leave it there on top, and I try anchoring the opposite side, which will be the front here, and then start pressing to the sides. Having two anchors, it will allow this ring to be glued evenly. And now start doing this. Start joining the rings. Don't worry about these lines. These lines are not going to match. It's okay. So do this all around, trying to glue the rings where they connect. You need to do this as many times once you can feel that the glue is dry, and then you know when to stop. Right now we're getting there. And while you do this, this finger is the one that is pressing the triangular tabs on the inside. All right. There you go. So let's do this next on top. Same thing, because of the angle, these tabs were already folded. And now we're going to apply glue here on the edge. And let's do this. It's only on the edge. That's where the triangular tabs are going to be glued to. I know all these videos can help. Sometimes, you know, when if you're experienced, you can skip this video because you already know this, but this is good to know, and this is helpful for beginners to have an idea of the techniques that I use to build these models. All right, so we have applied glue. Same thing, let's find our seam line, which is, here's my seam line, and I'm gonna find the seam line here. All right, same thing, we're gonna anchor this spot. By anchoring, I'm pressing the tabs on the back, so keeping it glued there, and I'm gonna wait a little bit there. You have to anchor one end, and we're gonna do the opposite side here. We just lower this down, and this will be our next anchor point, and start pressing on the sides, pushing the lower ring to the inside, as you can see. All right, it's even. I'm going to hold here, yeah, and now I'm going to start closing this gap that you see. Little by little, try to check your fingers not to be, you have to remove excess glue, and keep joining the rings. You have to keep moving fast, because if the glue dries, then you get in trouble. All right, keep moving, and as I say, you have to do this as many times as it takes until you get the rings close to each other. That's the best you can. Remember, patience is the key ingredient in doing all this. At the end, it's worth it because you have a nice looking bulkhead. Look at it, very clean. So this is the bottom bulkhead that will go under hopper. All right, we haven't finished. We still have to put this ring on top, and because this ring is it's a cylinder, a flat cylinder, the tabs have to be folded almost vertical to the folded outwards. I already did this with my tweezer, but now I'm doing it with the finger, helping it, and we're gonna put it like that. Okay, so we're gonna look for the seam line. You might say it doesn't matter, but I always try to glue seam line with seam line. So it's gonna be glued here. So it does fit, and we're gonna apply glue on the inside. Believe me, I always have to try to be careful. You always have to be careful when applying glue. You don't want to mess the outside, but sometimes nothing is perfect and you always stain your model on the outside, but it's okay. You're doing your best. Okay, I applied. I'm going to clean my hands. Okay, and let's get ready to apply there. This should be much easier. Now in this case, you're going to use the tweezer to glue the triangular tabs. All right. But always making sure that you're not leaving any gaps. If you think that you have to put more glue, well, go ahead and apply more glue. Okay, try working on segment by segment. It's going to take a while, but it's the only way that you can do this. Well, this is one of the different ways, I have to say, but it works for me. See what I'm doing? I'm pressing this cylinder down, and while I glue the tabs, the triangular tabs, making sure I'm not leaving any gap. It takes a while. Talking about glue, well, I use Elmer's glue. Regular is water-based glue. That's why you have to be very careful not applying too much. Otherwise, it will warp the edges of the paper. If you are used to using other type of glue, you can go ahead and do it, but regular Elmer's glue works fine. All right, we're getting there. Now this is the time to check how you're doing, and just be ready to remove excess glue. So for example, right there, I just, with the tip of the tweezer, I remove excess glue, and I keep pressing down. What I'm doing is removing a little bit of drops of glue that's sticking out from it. Alright, and you'll go back and keep pressing them until it fully dries. It holds. There's some gaps left. You can help press with the finger here down and reduce and just make a better fit. You see? Let's do it here too. Okay, so our next part is to cut these black spots. This is optional. If you want to cut these black areas, you can do so. If not, just put this as it is together, just on top. It will sit on top. Sometimes I like, for instance, just because in case you're going to open this, well, I'm not gonna say anything. I was just saying that I could have added triangular tabs here along the edge in order to fit this part here. I might do so. This is just a video just to show how this is assembled, but the model to download might show a triangular tab or not. And let's find out if it's, I've been doing this before. There's no problem just to sit this on top of it. It will glue, because there are sometimes that there are parts that can be glued without any connectors, any tabs. Let's see. But you have the idea how to make a bulkhead for the hopper, and our next video is to complete this by putting the raptor and locating and placing the bulkhead under the under hopper. Okay, thank you.